see, friends and family. We're back again. Let's see what we've got in store today. Today, we're going to be making brownie in a mug, literally in a mug. So your ingredients will be 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, a pinch of salt, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, you want that melted, 3 tablespoons of water or milk, I'm using water, a half a teaspoon of vanilla, and then 2 tablespoons of semi-sweet chocolate chips. So what I've done is I've put all of my dry ingredients in my mug. All right, that's my cocoa powder, my flour, my sugar, and my pinch of salt. And I'm just going to mix that up with a fork. You want all your ingredients to be incorporated. Okay. Next, we're going to take our melted butter and water. I mix those together. If you have a little whisk like this, or you can even use a fork, we're going to pour those ingredients, the wet ingredients, into the dry ingredients. Mix that up. After you've gotten that just a little bit incorporated, we're going to add the vanilla, and that's a half a teaspoon of vanilla. You want that mixed up, incorporated well, but you don't want to overmix. Anytime you're making a brownie, you might want to see those lumps. I feel those lumps in there. If you do a really smooth brownie, it's probably going to deflate on you just a little bit and be a little flat. And the last thing, 2 tablespoons of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And what I have here are mini chocolate chips, but you can use regular chocolate chips as well. Just going to pour those in, okay, and incorporate those in your mix. So everything's all mixed up. And you want to make sure that your mug, of course, is microwavable. This is a ceramic mug. You don't want to use any metal, and be very careful about the glass that you use, because some of those glasses will not withstand the heat. This is going to go in the microwave from 60 to 90 seconds on your highest temp. I'm going to go ahead with 60 seconds and check it, and if I need to put it in 30 seconds more, then that's what I'll do. Okay? Sit in the middle of the microwave, close, and we've got 1 minute. Okay, so while that is microwaving, I'm going to show you a few of my measuring implements so that you will be familiar with those as we go. These, of course, are measuring spoons, and they come in all shapes and colors and combinations. Make sure you've got a good set of measuring spoons when you're doing your baking. Next, you have liquid measuring cups. How do you know they're liquid measuring cups? Because they have a spout. This one had a spout, but I still use it as a liquid measuring cup. They're usually made out of glass or plastic, and the measurements are on the outside of your measuring implement. Always use these for liquid. Always use them for liquid. Next, you have dry measuring cups. Okay, stop there for just a second. We're out for 60 seconds. I'm going to check the top. I want the top to be done. Not quite done. You see that? And I'm going to put it back in for 30 more seconds, and that should do it. Okay, these are my dry measuring cups. Your dry measuring cups are usually a nested pair set, and this one starts with 2 cups and goes all the way down to 1/4 cup. This is another nested pair of dry measuring cups, and they go from 1 cup all the way down to 1/4 cup as well. And you're going to put in these your flour, sugar, cocoa powder like we use today. All right. So if you look here, you'll see how that looks dry on the top, and that's the way you want it to look. That indicates that this brownie is done. But this brownie has to sit around for 5 minutes before we can dig in, because it's very, very hot in the middle. Now, what are you going to put on top of your brownie when you're ready to eat it? Who loves vanilla ice cream? Yes. Who loves chocolate ice cream? Yes. Who loves chocolate syrup? Definitely. I'm going to use just your good old run-of-the-mill whipped topping. Okay? This is not a dairy product. It's just a manufactured hydrogenated product. So most everybody likes this. If you like to make your own whipping cream, then you need to have heavy whipping cream, and you'll use a mixer and whip, 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 and it becomes very frothy and light, and it looks like whipped topping. But this is whipped cream, and this is whipped topping. Okay, this is a dairy product because it's made from cream. Now, if you like your ice cream to melt down over your brownie or your cake or whatever, you can go ahead and put it on there now, because it will melt down and help cool. It's still very hot. And help cool your brownie. But because I'm going to follow this recipe, I'm going to let this sit a little bit longer. We won't wait around on that. I want you to take another look at these directions. Microwave no longer than 90 seconds. All right. Brownie is done when the top is completely cooked. Allow to cool 5 minutes, and then it has some suggestions there for service. Now, if you wanted to do this for more than one person, you could do it and then dump it and put your topping on top that way. But when this is ready in the next 3 minutes or so, I'm going to eat mine right out of the cup. I hope you enjoy this. Something very simple, something very easy, and I bet you have all those ingredients in your cabinet. Bon appetit! See you.